That's a little better. Okay. Mirror out of there. Okay. There we go. I guess the mirror will happen. Light. All right. Okay. John McKeag here. Oh, we got somebody good. We're doing a live thing Thursday. So you got to become a member of the channel, not a subscriber or member, you know, and then you're here. So I want to go into hacking the money system tonight, and I'm gonna wait until someone shows up in here and stuff like that, because it's not quite 7, and I started a minute or 2 before, so we could get organized here. Yay. Um, let's see how it goes. May the 4th be with you. Right. Let's see who shows up, and then just if anybody comes in, I don't want to be going on about this without anyone being in here, so we'll just uh, move forward. If this is a replay, move forward a little bit, and just you and I start talking. It's going to be a minute or 2 like last time. Just let me know when you're in here, anyone, and like they have a counter, but it's a little shady. Uh, so can everyone hear me? I think this is working. I think everything looks like it's working. Yeah, get a sound check from someone. But okay, members only is on. Big people signed up, but maybe they have a busy night or something. I don't know. Oh, Matt Russell. Okay, you're fine. Great. Okay, that's all I wanted to make sure on. Last time I had a mic check issue, so let's move on. Main thing I want to cover tonight is just kind of the overview. Like we did some basics on the trust last time. And you can stop me if you have someone in your mind or something you're working on. So this is just for the members here. I'm here to answer questions and help you. And so I go into a few topics over here just to make sure, I'm also going over some. So think of it sort of like a classroom, with where you don't raise your hand, just like, hey, oh, I have this totally different thing. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. Okay. All right. So hack the money system, or the financial system. That's kind of what all the work at Liberty Aid Academy, a lot of it is focused on, right? So sometimes you don't see the forest from the trees, so I want to kind of, you know, uh, go over the forest. Yeah, the overview. So, we start in the financial system, right? And it's, oh, your bank account, your money, you pronouns, it's your money and so on. Well, turns out people can't have any money, or own anything. It's not possible for humans to own anything, right? They created a corporation. Some people call it straw man. The bank calls it a person, right? It's like a personal account or a business account. It's like, can I get a human account? I'm like, sir, don't be absurd, right? So you can't do that. That's actually not a possibility that people own anything. You know what I'm saying? So you have to come to that realization and accept that they've set things up that way, and that's the way things are set up. Okay, so once you have that in your head, you're like, oh, okay, so this is more like a financial sort of a game where you know all the rules and the ups and downs and the money and everything, literally everything, the entire timeline is already pre-planned. What stocks go up and down? They already know all that. They know all of that, and they know everything that I'm teaching. They know all of it. So they're playing by these rules, but just a bunch of them are hidden from you. It's like, yeah, let's play Monopoly, and then I get all these. You get those rules, and I get those rules plus if I want to, and these rules, that you don't know about. So I try and introduce people into that information. Okay, so we got the person. Okay, That's what they do. They create a person. The In God We Trust, right? Is a trust forward slash USA Inc. You can look it up, you know, Google that, you know. In God We Trust forward slash means a DBA. I have videos out on it, of course. You can look it up on our channel, but, you know, I'm just saying. The In God We Trust forward slash USA Inc. All the stuff I'm talking about on here, you could dive deeper into our channel and see more about it and stuff like that. But anyway, so the In God We Trust exists. It is registered, as they said. Oh, what did you sign the Declaration of Independence? Oh, blah blah blah. Oh, where did you do it? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Oh, is that right? Yeah. So, anyway, it's this trust is registered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There it is. Otherwise, see, that's one of the things about a trust is you have to register to get a credit profile for it. So it's registered in Pennsylvania. So every entity, why do I bring that up? Because every entity that we're told we can work with, like a person, an LLC, C corp, anything we're given a nonprofit, right, which is a corporation created at the Secretary of State. We're given those like they it's like okay, you can have the car, the dog, you're going around the monopoly table, and they're like, we're gonna take the top out where we put everything in, and you don't get to do that. It's like, oh, I thought you were the fairies. That's very unfair. you know. So anyway, so this is just giving you the information that they have and you don't have. Okay, so the person is a sub corporation of the In God We Trust, a trust that they're trustees of, and like the Constitution, right? It's corpus, they call it, of the trust. In other words, there's a declaration of trust, declaration of independence. Oh, hey, okay. And then there's, well, how are you going to run things? If you want to write them down, then, you create what's called a corpus or, what do they call it? Uh, goodness, Constitution, sorry. Their Constitution, right? That's their corpus for their ego. We trust. So they're selling sub corporations of that are taxable. It's like, you know, hey, it's this when the mafia comes by and says, "Hey, we noticed you wanted to do business." Uh huh. Yeah, I was going to do some business or something. Like, okay, we're going to help you with some protection, right? Use an LLC, right? There you go. There you go. Keep using that. Oh, here's the rules. Whoop. It's like, wait a minute. I said I was going to run a business, so I read 10,000 books I can't understand on taxes. So they're like, yeah, we're helping you out. It's like, how was that helping me out? So, they make all the rules for those entities and stuff. So people can't own things. People don't own anything, right? They run corporations. They're not corporations themselves. Okay, you with me? It's very simple like that. So they give us, the mafia corporations like, here you go, you're gonna love it. It's like, what? I do not love it. I don't have anything left at the end. I have less than anything left at the end of the day, thanks to your taxes and filling out forms and trying to follow your rules, and none of them make sense, and you're always changing them. How are we supposed to do that? That's what they want you busy doing is wasting your time doing that while they use a trust, right? Which doesn't report and doesn't pay taxes like we have. Anyone can do it. They do it. So, um, so those are the options. You could, you know, the saying is from Nelson Rockefeller, right? I think he was the 42nd vice president of the USA. Nelson Rockefeller, right? See, the trust family and those characters. Uh, so his quote is on money and everything. This he said, this is a full quote. Go look it up if you want. The secret to success is to own nothing and control everything. And it's just stating a fact of the way it is. You don't own anything. You can only control things. That's the only possibility. He's just telling you the way it is. So, point being, wouldn't you rather control things through a trust that You don't report to the IRS, say you don't pay taxes to the IRS, you follow? And it gets you 501(c)(3) status for your trust that allows you to do other things as well, you know? And so now what we got is, oh, you can operate this trust, and this has been going on for, how many years now? What are we up to 8 years now? Not, no wrinkle, nothing, no problem. I'm like, "No, I just follow what they did." So it's all legal. So there's just 8 years of proof now. Crazy. Um, okay, so, you use this trust instead of your person, so you would think all your money as long as see, it's a non-reporting entity according to, IRS code 6033, which matches 508(c)(1)A. Those are the 2 codes that allow for this non-reporting 501(c)(3) status. So somebody says, "Oh, is that a nonprofit?" You say, "Yeah." If you get 501(c)(3) status, yeah, because you do, and that's it. It's very simple. You don't go into all the rest of that stuff. But like I'm explaining it because I know everything about it, but you don't even need to know because they're not even going to ask. I'm just telling you how it is. Everybody, oh, it has 501(c)(3) status, yeah, and it does, and that's it. So it's very simple. So as long what are the rules with the trust? The rules are quite simple. As long as money goes in and out of the account of the trust, then, you don't owe taxes, you don't owe, you don't report. That doesn't mean you could, have contracted, through say, a W-2 or W-4 and change that, you can't. That's just a person goes on a W-2, W-4. Can't change that. But if you have a W-9, a trust could go on that, or if you just do a business as any business, you can use a trust, not an LLC, it's that simple. You just don't use a trust bank account, you use I'm sorry, you don't use an LLC or other entity type bank account of your person, you don't do that. You just use a trust account. So, as long as these aren't, prior obligation money is like, "Oh, I got it through a taxable entity." If you do that, like, just stop doing that. You see? And then as long as money just goes in and out of a bank account, you know, that is a trust bank account, you don't pay taxes, you don't report taxes, period, end of. There's no scenario where somebody brings up, "Oh, yeah, but you did blah." It like, no. You see? You can't drop funds in from another entity and erase that trail, you know what I mean? They can't get it once it's in the trust, don't get me wrong. They can't take money out of a trust or nothing like that because it's not gonna get into any tax issues or anything like that, so, there'll be none of that, but what I'm saying is, like the paycheck that you can't put it in there and negate, your person's obligation that you already signed up with a W-2 and a W-4, okay? So, it can't fix that, but this information allows you to do whatever your expertise is through a W-9 or some other way, hourly or whatever works for your abilities. Um, so then it's just the money has to move in and out of the trust. That's the only requirement. And I know I'm only going over basics, but I know I'm gonna hit for everyone a few little points because my goal is I know the people in here are kinda like hard workers or whatever, and so I'm just trying to really solidify the foundation as I can, and then we'll build off of it, but I'm thinking if you're in here listening to this and you're, a member and stuff, you can follow along. What I'm trying to do is get, into scenarios and stuff like that in later things, and then I'm hoping kind of the answers you would get them right. You know what I mean? If you get tested on them, if we cover the foundation, you know what I mean? Because this is about, we're not a parrot in a cage anymore. We're not just saying what they told us to say, which is never true. We're gonna, oh, let's find out what's true, right? I have the proof. I'm an accountant, but I show all the proof of everything I do first, and then we'll go by what's true. You know what I mean? So we gotta kind of redo everything. So what does that mean? That's the process. Oh, I'm creating. Look, I have new information and stuff. But as you're doing that, you gotta toil under the old soil. Like which is not a straight line affair. You know, get rid of your programming. that they indoctrinated us into since every single day and night of blah, you know what I mean? And everyone around us, they're indoctrinated, so it's all blah, 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 you know, "Blah, blah, 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 Polly, what a cracker," you know? "Why are you saying Polly, what a cracker? Polly, what a cracker." "Yeah, but why are you saying that?" "Well, stop saying that," you know? "Who told you to say that?" You have to, like, "Where did it come from?" And so you're doing that at the same time, so, you have to, be patient with yourself. That's what I'm you're patient with yourself. You gotta go to a pace where, you unprocess the old and process the new and then go have the experience too to go along with it to solidify it. "Oh, hey, I opened my trust account. Here's a debit card. Boom." You know what I mean? Take out the eraser to everything they said in that whole area of bank accounts. Yeah. Oh, all gone. You know what I mean? Like, you get the knowledge, you go have the experience, and then in the process of doing that, at by the end, you're like, "Oh, my programming's gone," because it was in that section of your, thought process, and now "Let me pull that thorn out of your paw." Does that feel better? Oh. Oh, that's a lot better. You know what I mean? So, that's the process of doing it, like, you know, we're really talking about the basics here, aren't I? About how to, go through this information and be able to use it is actually to use it, and, I mean, I'm here, but, uh, don't get overwhelmed, like, this is a way you can ask, "Oh, hey, I'm doing this, so should I start with that?" And, I always wanna say, the private forum we have, the classroom, if you're not in it, oh my god, get in there. People have not been in there yet that are students, and it's right part of your login, so go in there and re-log in and get in the private forum. I'm in there every day. That's what what's your question and answer photos. So I just wanna cover that just in case. I'm always gonna cover that. I want always get some, "What?" And then someone great shows up in there, and then we got more party, more information, more people doing more stuff. So, um, anyway, so hacking the money system, we'll go back to that. You got this person and you got the trust. Now you got your trust, so it's like, "Oh my gotcha." Moving everything in and out of the trust now, okay? That's all finances go in and out of that. So, okay, well, wait a sec. What do you use this person for, right? Now money is not going in and out of a bank account for the person. In fact, what do you need a bank account for that person for? I wouldn't know, you know? Uh, Probably cool it down a little bit here. Sorry. Uh, you don't get a bank account for your person or anything. You're not holding assets in the name of your person. Why? It's a some corporation you got we trust. So it's really their corporation that your stuff is in. So it's not your stuff. You see? It's theirs. So that's why you don't even want to have a bank account or anything like that for your person, you know? So anyway, um so what do you use that thing for, right? The person. Well, it turns out that person is destitute now, right? Ah, they like, "That's you." It's like, "Oh, well, let me flip the switch on the programmer." Oh, you you see the same? "Oh, this is me? Really? Oh, I'm a character in Disney World and this is me. Oh, okay. Let me go you. Come on, you guys are funny." But yeah, I'll play that part because what? You give me a whole bunch of money because I'm gonna say what you need me to say as Mickey Mouse, right? Whoa. You're the person, you see? And so you're playing the, character of the person. And your person is what? Oh my goodness. Your person doesn't have anything. It doesn't have a home, right? It lives in a freaking box, right? In the mailbox. It lives in a box, right? It's dead and it lives in this mailbox. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't have anything else, right? It's like it really is homeless. It doesn't have a penny. It's destitute. It needs everything you got now, doesn't it? Right? So it needs all the things that the government has, all the free things. That poor person is really oh, you know? And so you know, because let's go back to the overview for a second, right? Maybe we skipped this part in case we skipped it. Does a bank sign a document? No. So what is lending money in the USA? What is that? That's legalized slavery. We are under slavery every single second, every day. They just create dollars on the spot, and you have to sign that you have to pay back. That's slavery. There's no other definition. You know, uh, you just put a stamp on me that said I owes you money, but you didn't give me anything of value. Yeah, what are you talking about? You know, I gave you we trust notes. They're posted. Well, they're not posted notes. They're we trust notes. What? We did well. It costs money to print them. We just gave them to you electronically. Here you go. What? I owe you how much for that? You see what I'm saying? It's a joke. And, wait a second. I owe you money, but you owe money too? Wait a second. You're the ones that print the dollars, and you're pretending that you now owe someone for printing the oh, that's clever too. Oh, the Federal Reserve, the printing press, the Federal Reserve, oh, they print the stuff for the income we trust. Okay. And you're saying they worked out a deal where you get to owe money instead of just printing dollars, and you just printed dollars for the cost of whatever printing dollars cost, because you print dollars, and that's you're the who would do it, right? USA prints dollars. How would they owe money to someone? They have a credit card. Let's just keep this in mind with who we're talking about, right? Literally, the income we trust, the government of the US, right, has now a credit card, has a credit card, and it's the trust itself, right, can raise the credit card limit anytime it wants to anything. And do you know what it's up to right now? 33 trillion. 33 trillion they owe. But you see, they're just printing more dollars all the time, and so what does that do? It's not just slavery. So let's look at it's not just flat slavery where dollars are always have the same value. No, it's the hamster wheel where you start out with slavery, and they just are going to turn the wheel a little faster all the time, right? Just a little bit faster all the time until you're sprinting and you fall down dead because they're always printing more dollars, right? And so they're always devaluing uh, the currency. You see, oh, we got 100 whatever. We got $100 trillion. I don't know how much any dollars are out there, but we got 100 trillion this year. We're going to print 20 more trillion. Okay, so now there's 120, but everything is the same value. So you just made more dollars. So that means my dollars I had in my pocket just went down in value. So every time they print money and make more money and up their credit card limit to 33 trillion and beyond. Right? They're just making everybody work less. So what do you have to do? You have to go out and make money that day, right? Of the value of the money that day, because now maybe it's worth more than they printed more dollars. So it's like it's worth less. So you have to need more for the next day. So you better get to work and get more of the dollar next day. You see what I'm saying? It's slavery with the twist, right? It's like we're gonna devalue the money we give you every day. Too. It's very clever. But isn't doesn't break every law you have in it? Yeah, well, you do it, so, right? That's what you do. So this whole hack the buddy system is an acceptance of reality. And without, going to arms and overthrowing the government, just following their rules and taking everything we can get from them. You follow what I'm saying? Alan, John, they keep saying they are printing more money, but I can't ever find any notes that were printed after 2017, right? But I don't know why. Have you noticed? I have not noticed this. This dude is super smart. LA, you are. I love interacting with you. This is kind of one of the smartest individuals in the world. He really notices anything very careful. This is a meticulous individual. Is all the new money digital or older? That's a great question. So many good questions in that question. Uh, I honestly don't know the answer to that question. That's a really, good question. Well, it might be the paper, I don't know. I really that's the first time I heard of it, and I haven't investigated, so I would just say I do not know. I know the mid prints, mids, coins and stuff still, you know what I mean? Like, they're currently doing that, but that's not actual money. That's like, you know, gold on a $20, but it's really worth like 2,000. So, because of the gold. So they do that, I know. That's the only thing I've really looked at the Mint, but you got me curious. Like with all your stuff, I gonna have to look into that. That's cool. But have you noticed you like have you noticed this to you? Have you noticed how could they print those dollars? I mean, they say we have a super secret printing. j- Come on, you know, it's like these things pop out of the ether, you know what I'm saying? So they really, one way or the other, they don't cost them anything. You know, they're too perfect. It's a rabbit out of a hat. That's a magic trick. Yeah, so it's dollars out of the ether, right? Whether it's electronic or whether it's physical. Uh, two different processes, like Alan's bringing up. One's physical. Oh, where are those things? You know what I mean? Uh, I know how they run the cornucopia. I know, basically my thoughts are kind of I guess we don't have to go into all that. But, it's you gotta think, about them, you know what I'm saying? It's so easy, like, what would I have done? Like, when the devil sat next to me the first time I opened a trust in Chase Bank and offered me $485,000,000 and I said no, the devil's like, "I'll give you $485,000,000 right now on the spot right now in a bank account," right? So it wasn't gonna be like, "Whoa, that's not gonna fit my car, man. That's too many dollars." You know what I mean? Like, it's like Alan's saying, it's just so easy to secure a soul electronically. Here you go. Oh, and then check your mortgage is paid off. There you go. So you're on my team. You do what I say now. I'll let you know when it's your turn to do something. Okay, talk to you later. Thanks. That's how homes are bought, and so because the slavery system is who you enslave to, right? And then, so it's like, well, and that's what one thing that the trust sells too, right? It negates your contract with we, the devil, Santa and the elves at the North Pole. You can't fly during the daytime from our continent, like to Asia or Europe. No flights go during the time when you could actually see the North Pole or something, whatever you want to name it, the place where the king, the lord of this world, rules from the center point. If you ruled a dough, right, you would rule from the center point, right? Because you would have equal access to every distance. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't, it's not much of a feat. It's pretty obvious, if you're warded up a prison of the prisoners, which that's what we are, slaves, imprisoned slaves. We're slaves, so it's like, I don't know about you, like, but there's one thing I really suck at, the worst. I am literally the number one worst slave. That's me. Number one worst slave we got. That's me. So, I'm just not into it. You know what I'm saying? So the contract you can negate is with Jesus. You can't be touched, can't be harmed, can't be jailed, blah, 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 blah. It negates almost all prior contracts. Some could still be in place. Like if you have, I learned one recently. Like if you have signed over your children to them with birth certificates, so you're under, yeah, you're still under anything you signed back there if it's with children and a mother, and they're doing the what do they call it? Well, it's such a catchy word for it. When you child uh, payments or whatever they call it, I forget. But you're supposed to pay, towards your child through some government system and trust so they get into your children. That whole thing, like, almost everyone's in jail for that one thing. That's how they jail everyone, is make 'em poor with this whole slavery system, the financial slavery system, and go, "Look at him, what a jerk, he can't pay for his family." Like, you're you're doing it. You look at your house, look at your let me just say, half the bank, let's just for 1 second, okay? The bank story is so horrible. You know what I mean? We're making well, see, we get money in, and that money we lend out, and then we do it at a we make like a percentage. You're saying you make 1% on your money, and you have every single largest building in every single city, in every country, everywhere. And your business gets by on a 1% margin, and you pay all the jets and we're supposed to think that that's accurate? They make 100% plus the other money, right? They're not lending out your money. What are you talking about? They just create it on the spot. That's how money's made. They don't create money. They either give it to themselves or they lend it to you, right? That's how money's made. You know, slave made what's more money for a loan? Well, they give out the principal, but they don't give out the interest to pay it back, do they? So how's that possible? It's not in the system. I mean, this is just so many different ways, literally slavery. I mean, there's no way this is outside the definition of slavery. There's no way. We're caged in a place, physical place. You also in a physically small boundary, physical place. You can't go here, you can't go there, you can only go there. Here's the public beach. It's everybody pushed to one place, and all the rich people got miles and miles, miles of perfectly sandy beach. Like, well, that's my 27,000. I don't ever even really go there. They're never even on the freaking beach. I'm there every day. All the, that house is, 17 million. It's like nobody there ever. No one there ever. No one's ever there except for during the plague. They packed them in on that beach, because they were migrating the shapeshifters. But I've never seen it happen one time I see them on that beach. Packed, packed. They're right during the heat of the plague. Anyway, so we're up against, the slavery system of these fallen ape, these creatures that know the whole script. You see what I'm saying? It happens that we're in a recycle zone, and they know when Apple goes up and when it goes down. They know the whole stupid them dudes from Liverpool, England did not write the Beatles songs and sing it. Those things are the same every time. The Beatles, they get in your ear and they start scratching and clawing. It sounds great the first time, but like the shut up, you know what I mean? How about your millionth lifetime of the Beatles? Not so good. You know, like we are up against an enslavement system on the physical, the financial, on the spiritual, on the you know, it's a very, clever system they've got us in. You see what I'm saying? Very clever. Very. I mean, you have to uh, take your hat off to your adversary, or you should get a veto. You see? You have to say, "Oh, you're really great at following a script." Because let's just say they're not the least bit intelligent, in my opinion. Not compared to anyone in here. They have no intelligence, which I don't have. Very little, if any. They hear clue, but they follow instructions like a thief or an ant. They're actually super not intelligent, you see. And once you realize that, you're a Westworld and you're up against these organic robot things with rules. They're not ruling. They seem like it, but they have rules. Like, the characters in Disney World, no matter how pissed off they get at the people in the park, they're like, I can't swing at them or, like, I'll lose my job. So they actually can't do anything. Once you switch jurisdictions to this trust, like this is very powerful stuff. It's not just the financial system. It really, cleans their clock on the whole slavery system too. The whole non-physical one, and where they get to, we're taking you because the person did this. They're like, go away, you evil system. But this allows them to, not harm you, not touch you're out of their jurisdiction. And turns out the spiritual thing is trumps the financial, which is great, but it's all contract law, you see. And so you start this trust. They don't. You don't get taxed. You don't pay. Your purse is over here, the one they gave you with the all caps name and stuff. This one now it just turns into your little vacuum cleaner getting everything you take from them, which all of it's proof that your person, I don't have anything. So they start to leave you alone financially and stuff, right? Because you're like, you know, what's a tick gonna do, right? It's like, well, that's just a mummy over there. I can't suck any blood from it, you know? It's like, yeah, so the ticks and the mosquitoes, they fly elsewhere, right? And the IRS knows they give this designation and stuff. So you're left alone. Your finances are and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's a clever, heinous system and stuff, but there is also a pathway, to be financially have your assets secure and your body and your soul and like it all goes together simply actually. It was a simple thing for them, right? It's like, hey, did you know you can sell your soul to the devil? It's like, what? And that's true. But guess what? Already happened. You see what I'm saying? So what does that prove? The converse is true and has just as much of an effect. And so once you take in the bigger, "Hey, this is what's going on," because we're programmed to be like, "Well, I don't wanna do anything wrong," like, "Yeah, but you wanna do everything right, don't you?" Like, you follow the rules and the laws and do what they're doing because 'cause they're doing it, so there's nothing wrong with that if they're doing it. Like, I didn't know, first time I started this trust, I didn't know the tax designation. I haven't even figured all that out yet. I really didn't. Uh I didn't figure that out. I just found the Got We Trust on the dollar, and I'm like, I guess I gotta start a trust. Let me go see if I can do it at the bank, and then I'm on their level. That's all it is, you see? You switch to God, and you got the same type of trust, and you open it, you got the stones to do it, and you follow what they said to do with it. I was just, a trained auditor, MBA and a master's in accounting and experience, so anyway, so like, oh, you could do it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, so let me just go down there and gander what you all are up to. Chase that cookie, what I mean? If never came in that day, it's, easy. Go do that. What are you talking about? If you don't do it, I'll get reported $85 on the spot for thing. What do you say? All for being a carbon well, you go my real estate development company, we work together with his own place, so you get money. Like, dude, damn me to a tree or something later. Like, wait a second, that's not all, man. Well, the answer is no. So, it's real. It has a power, and, so, the least we could do is set up our finances so that, we're not concerned about what we do have is, we're supposed to give everything to God and the trust. We have nothing, nothing to control everything. They don't control you. You see, I don't have any answers. I'm just trust people. Yeah, they know my person. I don't have any. So you're like, I don't have anything. Check the box. What? The thing's gonna buy every 6 seconds. Nope. No, nope. Nope. Nothing. Like, let me check again. Nope. Nope. I don't have anything. Nope. So your person, you wanted to have what? Great credit, right? You have great credit because your person's not operating, is it? It's not doing anything out there. It doesn't have a bank account, doesn't have assets, you set it up that way, so it doesn't have anything, right? Okay, so then, uh, there's see, they gather information for your credit profile, right? For your excuse me, for your person. So, where are they gonna gather it from? From your credit applications for your person. So, your person on the credit profile thing, right, makes application every time, right? And so that becomes, well, the information. You see what I'm saying? It gets out there from everywhere, and that's your person, you see? On the credit side, right? And then on the whole, government application for all the free stuff, it's like nothing, nothing. Person has 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. How's that possible? How's it possible I could fill out applications to Citywide? Well, listen, they're completely legal. I'm an accountant, I'll tell you how. See, there are 2 types of accounting data, right? There's, what they call real, actual, right, versus projected. You know what I mean? Which is called pro forma. So you can either be making, see, it's not really for this moment now, is it? Really, because you're adding up things and you're sort of making your best estimate, right? Think of a big company, you're going to leave some stuff out, right? Also, like that. So you just do a sample. You want to get most everything as great as you can in the system. There are always some small errors, right? Uh, so accounting data, right? They don't say on any of these credit applications or government applications, they have boxes like name. They'll say name in the past. It'll say what's your name going to be in the future. They don't have a tense there. They don't. You're trying to figure out what to put in the box, right? And so it's like, well, this is accounting information, and so this could be pro forma. This could be I can project, you know, or I could try and add up what it actually has, which is zero. Like each form could be different, right? I don't know. So you're left to your own designs as the applicant to decide what methodology you need to use on each application. So why wouldn't you choose the methodology on each application that best serves your situation, right? Legally do so. It's the way accounting information is assembled. Uh, Either one of those directions, project that, you know, it's a projection. You know what I mean? Like Toyota's projected to make a whole bunch of cars and money more than they did last year when they're going to be they're going out of business soon. You know, they're still projected to make money. They're not doing it, but they're still projecting it. You know, so that's what all companies do. GAAP, right? GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles across everywhere in the dome. Those principles are accepted everywhere, uh, by every country, and all the accountants go by them, and all the, you know, publicly traded, all the companies do it the same way because that's GAAP. They have a accepted methodology. But an application, it doesn't say all the how you're supposed to fill out this application. It just has boxes where you're supposed to put in some information. You're like, "Well, this wouldn't it be great if I was working at Amazon next year making, I don't know, $660,000 or, something like well, and you're like, "Yeah, that's a good number because what? You get a good credit card, wouldn't you?" So for your person, so I'm gonna project that, how sweet, So when you're filling out applications, you want them to accept the application and stuff like that. And if your data is always the same data every time, how are they going to say no? You have a good credit profile. They don't check on it. This is a system of tell on yourself. Okay, so if you're telling them the facts that best match the reality that you're choosing to have as your reality, then that's best for your person. So your accounting should match that. You're not going under generally accepted accounting principles on these applications. It doesn't say this has to be filled out by GAAP. What? I'm not a CPA. What are you, everyone's not a CPA. How would I, you know what I'm saying? Like, how would everyone do that? That doesn't say that. It doesn't say go to this generally accepted application, you know, form filling out. We agree to application, acceptance worldwide. Strategy number three, and everybody goes there and uses the same fill in the boxes, methodology. No, we don't have that. You see, that doesn't exist. You follow me? That's not how things are run. It's run like I said. You could have it in your favor or not. Or like, so you would estimate. estimate things in your favor, and you do it absolutely consistently all the time, right? And that becomes the data. Roxy, oh, hey, I decided, I deeded, I'm sorry, I deeded 8 properties into my trust. Great, I'm ready to go. Fight the real estate assessor to have the taxes removed, and guess what? When recorded, they automatically Oh my god, I was so in love with testimonials. Roxy, man, you are this lady here, boy, I've got the stories, the information that she has done with us. This is a great matriarch. I watches over a large family and a lot of people, a lot of people count on this lady here. And huge heart and a huge brain. She helps out a lot of people, what a wonderful. And I tell you, they watch over you because you watch over so many. It's amazing. Your outcomes are seriously nothing short of miraculous. I mean, 8 properties, click, they're out. I mean, I'm super happy for you, and nobody deserves it more than you. Really, you have a lot to do. You have a lot to look over, and you don't need extra time wasted on doing stuff you don't need to do. Right? I'm super happy for you. I'm happy for you in particular because you really help us support so many. You're really sweet to me, and supportive over here, and I know you're super busy. You have to be doing all you're doing, and look at you go, amazing. But you're really smart in that this knowledge really gets you far along and gets all your crew and everything watched over. You really you nailed it with what you've done. All you've done is, like, so good. Really good. You then, whoa, come on. Cavita, come on. That's that's how many that's really I count 10 miracles. I count 10 miracles. Maybe I seriously, no one has had that ease of, we're not super happy for you. Good. Your information on testimonial would help super many people. If you wanna know how to do one, we have just, like, get in touch with us here, contact libertyaidacademy.org, and then, we'll send you an email. "Oh, hey, all of that testimonials." And, my ladies will help you through it if you want to. I'm the best. I think, here's the thing, you're the best. You know what I mean? Like, talk about a lady looking over her family and business and everything like that. I mean, I get to interact with some people that are really extraordinary, that really, no, that are really extraordinary. Alan is an extraordinary individual too. I really get to interact with some it takes a certain level of intelligence to, just accept you've been duped and, like, what's going on, and, if you're intelligent and you're a great businesswoman, the people that come here are like, "Oh, this is what they're up to," Like, you get it. And then you can really move forward in the work, like, really get to where you need to go, like Roxy has. Steady, steady worker overtime. When she has time, she does not work the man. I mean, it's just extraordinary with the outcomes. I'm really happy. Thanks for sharing that too, because I think, a lot of people that's why the classroom's so good if you're not in there, Roxy. Anyway, that's part of the I think you are. But anyway, that's such a good spot for, this kind of success stuff too, because it goes, "Ooh," you know what I mean? Like, great. Everybody feels better on their end when they're like, they hear about success. Not, mine's like, "Oh, great, he did it." But if other people do it, they're like, "Sweet." So that's kinda open to us too. It's like people don't understand, they give me more of a hard time because 'cause I'm out there figuring out all this stuff, and they give other people an easier time, usually, you know? Not as easy as yours. Like, they're supposed to be helping us, literally, right? We're the ones, we're the humans, and they're supposed to help us, and that's why they are in here because they didn't, and now they have to learn to do it. Well, they're supposed to be helping you. I'm really happy. I've been literally praying, like, why aren't they? They're supposed to be helping us. Like they have to, or else they don't. This not gonna work out for them. Pretty example. You're doing your best and you're getting help. You know, I'm happy for you. You're doing your work. They're doing their work. It should be in harmony like that. Congratulations for you. So, talk about active financial system. Amazing, especially for a family. You got different people. You use this hacks on everyone. It accumulates. And all the assets are safe. Like if anything this went wrong, well, this would usually be we could have lost everything. This would be, medical bills or a leave or this or that. Those things, which were person or an LLC or these other things that they can get control of, get a hold of this stuff, but your trust they can't. So it's like, I'm so happy for us. I really am. Because I'm trying to help the people that are out there that are really changing things for real. Not pretend. And so this makes it so you can do that. You can focus on your family and what you're doing. Happy for you. So again, back to the financial system. I'm doing an overview, and then I think I'm going to jump off of here. May the fourth be with me. Right? Uh, it's on my birth certificate. It has my birthday. Of course, it's not. But uh, anyway, I'm going to get on the phone with some uh, peeps that want to wish me happy fake birthday. I'm like, oh, happy fake birthday indeed. I'm going to do that for a little bit here shortly. And don't do the happy fake birthday. I'm just saying I'm going to jump off here in a minute. And that's the reason. I know you understand. Um, anything on somebody's mind? Really, if there's something in particular, feel free to type it in there. I don't want to. Skip over to something that you maybe had a thought on or something. Anyway, uh, then I'll just again the overviews. You get your person right, give it nothing. That becomes a vacuum cleaner for all the government, everything that it can get, which then proves, that it has nothing, right? So it's judgment proof, right? Because what's the even if you get a judgment, what would you get for the person? Nothing. So what's the point of getting a judgment? They know what's in bank accounts. You see what I'm saying? Nothing's hidden to the system. So why would they do a lawsuit or get a judgment or something like that against a person that doesn't have anything? So getting the free stuff from the government, having it easy for it, having all this stuff that gets all the free stuff works as a shield against them, showing that they'll come after me because I don't have anything. See? So it's such an easy hack, and it pays you, to have this insurance they pay for. You know, it ensures everything's trusted. Having all the free coverage and everything ensures they can't take it. So that's kind of the overview. We go through all the details of this at the beginning of the company, and I know this is kind of the story, but eventually these videos will actually stuff like that. So try to do really the basics of one of the other thing is I do the basics and we don't really get to the meat of it. So yeah, it's been great to interact with super smart people. It's been difficult doing this work because I don't get to that much before I do this work for people like Holiday actually show up. And Matt, I don't know exactly who you are, but it's great to have you here. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week, I guess. Thank you for your time in, Roxy. Love to get a testimonial. Happy for your family. Keep doing the work, right? Let's keep doing it. The snowballs gathering steam as it goes downhill. Let's keep it up, okay? All right, everyone, have a wonderful Thursday, wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week at the same time. Sending us out. Thank you. Really, people it's I mean, what can you say, you know? I'm really happy for you, but that proof is really gonna help many people, so thank you very much, Roxy, and have a wonderful weekend with your family and everything like that.